This is the final video in the series on maths teaching tips based on Craig Barton's research. We want students to know how to calculate, know why this makes mathematical sense, and then be fluent enough to apply this to other contexts and make links. We can't expect students to be able to reason without the base skills secured. Procedural fluency and mathematical automaticity are prerequisites of mathematical reasoning. To highlight the importance of procedural fluency, this grid highlights all the single-digit facts that students should be fluent at adding together without need for counting, and then at the bottom you can see the different addition strategies that lend themselves to each addition pair. So how can we ensure students become fluent in these skills and other key skills? Once you have taught these skills explicitly, students should be given enough opportunities to practice the learned skills by providing practice at the start of every lesson. This shouldn't take long and should just be 5 to 10 mixed questions based on previously taught skills. It could be called a fast 5 or a 1-minute warm-up depending on how many questions and the length of the questions. This ensures practice makes permanent and students don't forget those skills that you've worked so hard to teach in the first place. Give students regular quizzes on both current and past learning. These shouldn't be high stakes for students and should be self-marked to avoid any worry. All you would need to do to check scores and monitor progress, if they're done on paper, is to get students to write scores down and pass the papers turned over to you, and you can check them at the end of the lesson. Or, if it's done on whiteboards, you can ask who got each score and have students raise their hands whilst having their eyes closed. This might seem a bit much, but students who worry about their scores being made public will begin to get anxious about maths, and this will hinder their progress. While actually the only point to regular quizzing is to firstly give students regular practice, as we've said, then give students regular feedback, which is important too, and also give you, the teacher, regular assessment data. Another top tip is to break learning down into individual sub-skills. So rather than trying to do too much in one lesson, think about the individual learning steps and how long you might need to ensure students that have mastered that sub-skill before you can move on to the next one. The 5 steps to doing this are, firstly, isolate, unpick the sub-skill required to unpick a mathematical calculation and problem in your planning. Then, develop each sub-skill through worked examples in lessons. After this, assess students' competency at each sub-skill and give them feedback on this. Once you are happy with all of the sub-skills, put them all together, and again, practice, assess, and give feedback on this. Then lastly, practice many times in the future, so it becomes automatic and can be retrieved from long-term memory, and not waste time and waste space in working memory. I hope these top tips from Craig Barton's How I Wish I Taught Maths book are helpful and improve your teaching in maths. Thank you for watching.